Module 1 showed how the system operates, and Module 2 described the mental and motor actions of the designer, which were needed to use the system. In this module, you will find out how Harry interacts with the tool and vice versa. The interaction extends to all four main phases of the design process. The overall principle of the interaction between Harry and the computer is based on the understanding that an interaction is only efficient if controlling the system and inputting the information is constructed with a minimal number of user interactions. In the case of the first testable version of the tool, we gathered that the interaction with the user takes place through a standard computer screen using a mouse and keyboard. Nevertheless, it seems necessary to consider the fact that a touch screen would be more appropriate due to the large amount of selecting and picking actions. This option will be considered in the refined version of the software tool. To follow the whole process of interaction, let us have a look at Harry's screen and see what happens. To launch the software, Harry should press just one button, and a screen will then appear with the question whether he wants to use a new file or continue with an existing file. Let us suppose that this is a new design action and Harry chooses to start with a new file. Having received this information, the tool presents the first screen, which is a window with the product characteristics. To specify the main characteristics of the new product, the first thing Harry should do is to define a name for the product. Then he must define the main functions and has the possibility to add some sub-functions. Furthermore, he should indicate the expected size and weight of the product. Based on this information, the tool looks for comparable cases which will be shown in the right part of the screen. These cases will be useful for Harry to determine the other product characteristics such as product price, product lifetime, energy consumption levels, frequency of use, and use history diagram. The value for each characteristic can be filled in by Harry himself, or he can also instruct the tool to search for data in the case base. However, if he opted for retrieving data from the case base, he has to select the most relevant cases first and then instruct the tool to calculate the average value for the selected characteristic. This must be repeated for each of the characteristics. As a default, the tool will take the average values. There is an option button to specify whether the tool has to calculate the value in another way. If Harry is satisfied with the values of the product characteristics, he presses the next button to proceed. After pressing the next button, the screen of the energy saving solutions appears. First, the user should tick off the saving principles he wants to apply. In our case, Harry selects all energy saving possibilities because he is not sure which one is the most beneficial. For each energy-saving principle, a list of possible energy-saving solutions and technologies appears. Harry can tick off a box if he feels that a particular saving option is applicable to his design. He can limit the number of cases and solutions as well. Let us suppose, though, that this is not what Harry wants at this particular moment, since he is more interested in getting an overview of all possibilities. If he would think of an extra solution that cannot be found among the cases, Harry can key it in after pressing the Add Saving Solution button. If Harry is satisfied with the number of solutions he has found, he presses the next button to continue with the use pattern analysis. After pressing the next button, the product use histogram window opens. Harry can see all the selected solutions on the left side of the screen. In the upper right corner, the use histogram of the original product shows the energy consumption levels and usage time. In the lower right corner, Harry can see an empty use histogram that must be filled in for each of the selected solutions. To know the impact of the technological solution on the product's energy consumption, examples of other application cases of the energy-saving solution are shown. Harry can edit the diagram for each solution. On the other hand, he can also delete the solution if he realizes that it is not applicable. He can also opt for combining solutions in order to achieve higher energy savings. When he wants to edit the diagram, he can start with a blank diagram or can use the one of an existing product as a starting point. When Harry has completed this for each solution, he may continue with the next task. On the last screen, showing the results of the trade-off calculation, Harry finds the list of all selected possible solutions which are ranked by the tool according to the gains they provide. As additional information generated by the trade-off calculation, the actual energy saving and the extra cost of applying the controller are displayed. Considering all this, Harry can now indicate what he intends to do with the result. If he is not satisfied, he can introduce changes or modify his preferences. If he is satisfied, he can print a report or email it to other stakeholders. When Harry decides to close the program, the software shuts down and stores all data.